Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Leno56 and we are back on Vulcan. So in the previous episode, we were starting to expand our base. I need to remember which was which here. Over here is our current trading platform, which we are going to move over to the front of our base. And the reason for that is because I'm kind of going to redo everything in here. I'm going to keep this as... I haven't decided if I want to keep this as CO2 cooling or switch it to pollutant, but essentially I want to use pollutant as a coolant. And then I want to cool the CO2 that comes into our base as well and use that to actually fill our hydroponics room. But then I want a coolant line in here to obviously keep it cold. So I'm going to use pollutant as coolant, and then we're going to keep our CO2 cooled as well. So I think I'm going to set that up right here. I'll probably use this one as pollutant cooling and this one as CO2 cooling. And then once I move all of our trading stuff from this platform to this platform, we're going to turn this into a manufacturing room. So I think that is going to be the plan. That's what I'm going to try to get done is in this episode. We did have a bit of an issue in the previous episode, though, where we had a pipe burst because I think this did get a little too cold. Yeah, we're at negative 49 degrees Celsius. I don't believe I have enough CO2 in here. So let's see, it is 662 degrees Celsius outside. So we're going to wait until we get some CO2 when it cools down a little bit here. So in the meantime, we're going to go and check on our plants. Also, I realize I just had this turned on the entire time. All right, we are fine though. So let's see, let's turn our suit off. Let's open up our helmet and let's release our waste tank. Perfect. All right, I did plant wheat and it is thriving as well. We do have some CO2 in here, but we're going to need some more CO2 pretty quick. Now the downside is we have yeah, we had a pipe burst, so now we have a bunch of actually, what if gosh dang it. I don't really want to... I guess I could put like a volume pump right there. But realistically, this was supposed to be just CO2, not nitrogen and oxygen. So that's going to bug me a little bit. So I want to figure out how to actually... I mean, I have an easy fix for it. Just deconstruct and reconstruct it. The downside... Actually... I could fix that really quick, I suppose. So, yeah, let's do this for a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that was a busted pipe, that's why. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do this, and I just have to be careful to not accidentally hit our... Alright, that should be fine. So now let's reconstruct it. I'm going to be one pipe short, but it is what it is for right now. I'll have to get some more pipe. Alright, now if everything is how it should be, this should be empty. Yep, that pipe network is empty. That one's full of CO2. So I can still put... that there. I need 2 pieces of pipe now, so let's do that for a minute. Our food is good and our water's still good. Let's turn our suit on and let's vent the air back into the hydroponics room. I got one pipe right here. I need another pipe though. So, God, I have just crap everywhere. This is so unorganized. All right, silicone, that's what I need. All right, I just literally need one piece of insulated pipe. Hey, good evening. All right, we're gonna put this right here, and this should slowly, well, actually, that's all the way cool. Let's see, what are we at? 428, 420. All right, so this is dropping quite nicely, actually. Let's see, we do have a little bit of water in here. Not a whole lot. I do need to actually cool this, and this is dropped to 50 degrees, so let's open that up. All right, so that's slowly dropping. Let's see, if I close this, how quickly does that cool? That actually cools quite fast. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to keep this open. This will slowly cool this, and then all of this water I can pump into our system here. So while that's doing that, let's try to figure out how I want to do this. All right, first things first, let's move all of this over here. All right, so we're going to do that. Yeah, let's move all the trader stuff over here for right now. I would like to place down... Try to clean up my base a little bit here too. This is awful. Can't really clean a whole lot. Okay, let's go outside. Wait, we have atmosphere in here, don't we? We do have a little bit of atmosphere. Okay. So I had this turned on for a reason then. Yeah, I had that turned on because I was trying to suck all the oxygen, the CO2, and the nitrogen that's, well, in this area. Which, it's slowly going. So yeah, let's head outside and we will start to convert.
Hydration critical.
Hydration's fine for right now. All right. Yeah, we're going to convert this platform into a trader platform. Now, I'm going to let this trader go. I got the main seeds I wanted off of him. Yeah, because I grabbed ferns. I didn't grab soybeans, but I don't have enough money for soybeans now. And I don't have what I need to actually get soybeans. So we're going to have him depart. Bye, buddy. I'm alone again. And then, yeah, we're going to slowly start moving this over there. So we need to start deconstructing some stuff. And then I need an angle grinder. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to put you there. We're going to put you there. And then I need a wrench. And now I need an angle grinder. Alright, perfect. And then I can make this platform as big as I want, because this will essentially be the entrance to our base here. So we're going to do this. I typically do the cross. I guess what I could do, because he... Could do that. Do something like that, maybe. I don't know. Alright, and then... Boom. Alright, perfect. Let's grab the welder, let's grab some steel sheets, and we will weld this up. Alright, perfect. So that looks good there. Now I still need to move the computer and all the controls, which is kind of going to be a pain because I just programmed all that, but shouldn't be too difficult. So I also need to move the weather station as well. So what do I need to actually move this? I need the angle grinder. And then I need the hand drill. Alright. So we're going to put this guy right like that. Perfect. Then I need a crowbar to deconstruct this, and a hand drill. And then we're gonna have some extra steel frames as well. I'm actually just gonna put it right like that. Put it right there. Oh, that's all I had to do. I need to automate the airlock. That's okay. Alrighty, so now what I need to do is I need to get rid of all this heavy cable, because I'm going to need it and we're going to do that and do that. Yeah, so that's going to come in like this, and this will connect just like that. And then we're going to do this actually. Darn. Alright, we're a little short. That's okay though. I do need to deconstruct all of this as well. So yeah, we're gonna grab alright, and then I need a crowbar. And then a hand drill. And an angle grinder. And then another hand drill. Sweet, okay. Perfect. Now, I don't have enough heavy cable for this, but we can hook up what we can here. So that's hooked up. this is hooked up, I do need to hook the computer up as well. Which is going to be something similar to this. And then, yeah, so this is going to go like that right there. And that's going to go upwards. So we have the black hole rising, which is going to be a bit of an issue. I think I have this pretty much cleared out. So we can go inside and continue working on the inside of our base here. Because I am going to need a few other things as well. Oh. I'm basically ready to turn this into an automatic airlock. Alright, this should be completely empty in here by now, right? Alright, there's just a wee bit of oxygen left. Okay, so 0, 0. Let's do exterior, exterior. Actually, this is basically... Oh.
Health low.
That's the only thing I didn't have. That's what I needed. We were working on this. There we go. Gas sensor, powered vent exterior, composite door exterior. And then we need interior. Interior. All right. Let's make sure this works. Oh, crap. Nope, we did that completely wrong. I don't know which, okay, we're gonna do this. Let's do, because I have all this on the same network. We'll just name this trader. Yeah, we're going to do this instead. I forgot that I had everything on the same network. That could have been bad. Trader vent exterior. Trader powdered vent. Not you. Not you. Let me see. Trader, trader, trader. All right, yeah, so it should all be here. It's all hooked up. Oh, wait, what? Okay, you know what? Something got messed up here. I selected something wrong, or I did something. I don't freaking know. All right, so
Air tank low.
exterior,
Hunger critical.
interior. No. Exterior, interior, exterior, interior. Now we need to do the proper gas sensor, so trader gas sensor, which realistically Could have just kept it on trader, couldn't I? There we are. Oh, crap. Woo, it's 1100 degrees outside. Let's close the door. There we go. We have our automatic airlock. Beautiful. I like how you can see it through here, but there's no way that it could actually come through right here. That's interesting. All right, so in order to start moving everything around... Oh. This one opened. Actually, I want to turn this into an automatic airlock as well. So let's do another console. So I need, oh, I have everything I need. All right, and then let's do power control. I do need some glass, so let's get everything out of here. I don't know if I have enough consoles. Oops. All right, glass sheet. Perfect. Let's see, what can I get rid of? I haven't really used my flares in a while, have I? I would say let's put them in a locker, but I don't actually have a locker to put anything in. I guess I have these boxes. All right, let's do that. Let's do this. I do need another sensor. So let's build another sensor. And then I'm going to have to wait for... I'm gonna have to wait for the solar storm to go away. All right, I only have a little bit of oxygen left, so let's swap that out. And I think once I get the alert for at 24% for our health is when I'll go eat and drink some food. So, all right, in the meantime, what we're gonna do is we need another 4 atmospheric machines. So iron, gold, and copper, which is all right here. I don't know if I have enough. I have enough for 2. Gosh dang it. Do I have any copper? I don't have any copper on me. I'm going to have to go out on a copper run, but I can't do that right now because of how hot it is outside. So we are just kind of stuck waiting. One thing I want to do before I'm able to set up these atmospheric machines right here is I need to get our manufacturing room at least sort of done. Which means I do need some more steel frames. Because I have, let's see, that's 25, so I have 10. So I just need another 5 steel frames. That's not bad. So this will get us 5 more steel frames. All right, we don't have any more oxygen left in here, so we're fine. All right, let's go eat and drink. Now we're going to turn off our suit. We're actually going to take our suit off so we can work on our hygiene levels a little bit here. This does not have the correct atmospheric composition. Ooh, speaking of atmospheric composition, that is slowly dropping, which means that this water is at about 59. That's not bad. Sweet. Okay, well, we're gonna do that. Yeah, it makes more sense that I actually put the microwave and stuff inside here.
Caution.
And there's our food. And we should no longer hear the heavy breathing from our guy. Beautiful. Peace and quiet. I mean, theoretically, that's only at 58 degrees. I could probably just turn this on. Oh yeah, look at that. And this is actually going to start cooling down too. That is beautiful. That is epic. Well, we have 9, well, we'll just call it 9 liters of water in here. So that is phenomenal.
Health
All
low.
right, and our hygiene levels are dropping back down. So far, so good. All right, well, I think what we'll probably do is we'll head back out here. Let's put our suit on so I don't end up killing us. Get rid of all the air, put it back in our hydroponics bay. And let's do that. All right, I need the solar storm to go away so I can start working outside again, because all right, well, we have our steel frames. That was my dog howling. All right, there's our steel frames. Let's see, because I'm gonna need 25 plus another. Let's see, yeah, because I have 25 plus another 10. So let's do this. I'm hoping I have enough steel sheets for this. I'm hoping my math is right. Because I need 35 total. Wait, no, 30 total. I already have 25 steel sheets on the platform. So I need another 25 steel sheets to get all those airtight, plus another 10 for the 5 I just made. Nope, my math should be correct. All right. It is still up. There we go. Okay, perfect. Let's see. All right, and that's actually dropping. It's dropping not very fast, is it? But once this hits like 100, or well, yeah, 120 whatever degrees Celsius, I'll get some more CO2 in the system, if I remember. Probably not going to remember, but... All right, and let's head outside. One, two, three, four, 5. And let's weld this up. All right, and then I need to deconstruct this guy right here, this guy right here, and put those on top. There we go. There we are. That looks better. I'm gonna have to swap my charger out here or my battery here pretty quick. Come on, can I get one more frame out of it? Yes. Perfect. Okay. That's not bad. Now I just need some walls. And we're going to do the same thing that I've been doing, just with just the normal walls, not the windows. And I can actually go in here and just do this. I do need to hook this up. All right, you know what? I have this extra room right here for right now, so let's start putting some stuff in here. All right, let's double check how cold it is outside now. Wait, why does it only show 200? Okay, let's get some more. All right, let's turn you off. So this will slowly start to cool itself. We'll just let that do its thing. And I need to hook this up now. So we're going to do that. We're going to do this. I need a bunch of heavy cable, which I need copper. So I'm going to have to go out on a copper run. Probably a gold run too. All right, we still have enough. All right, so I need to go find some copper. Which, that reminds me, I still need to make the ore scanner. All right, we have copper right here. And actually, there's copper everywhere over here. So this will be good. We're also getting really close to lava, too. I don't like this. Alright, we'll put you in there, put you in there, put you in there. Alright, I think it's about as far down as I actually want to go. Now, it would be nice to find some gold and stuff, but there's a crap ton of copper here. Alright, I'm not going to worry about that copper there. I have more copper than I probably need at the moment. Oh, here's some gold. Is it already? All right, so we're going to do this, 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 this. Pick these two up. All right, you know what? We're going to call it good. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to call that good. I grabbed quite a bit of gold and a crap ton of copper, so I'm going to call that pretty decent. I mean, I just need to make a bunch more heavy cable as it is. Also, I'm going to have to try to get all of the atmosphere out of this room here, which shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Because essentially I can just open the door and here, let's cycle this airlock. Actually, I can't really do that, can I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to make like a vent or something to vent that room out, which is fine. All right, so let's see, what is the temperature? Yeah, so we're gonna smelt 100 copper and 100 gold, I think is what we're gonna do here. I mainly just needed copper more than anything else, but having a bunch of gold is going to be very helpful as well. Beautiful. All right, so let's grab what we have here. Let's close our mining backpack. And I'm just going to do this. So this is going to make 2 stacks of heavy cable for us. So that should be enough cable to last us at least a while. And then it's just a normal Vulcan day, so we should be fine. I do need more CO2 in our hydroponics room. Yeah, that's too hot in there. So let's go in here. All right, and we are slowly in. This is how I did. This is how I busted the pipe last time. Why is that doing that? Oh, I know why. It's because there's not enough pressure in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be careful doing that. think I heard something below. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be careful doing that. Maybe negative 50 degrees is a little too excessive. I did get some more CO2 in here, so that's good. Yeah, let's try something else here. So let's turn our suit on. Let's get rid of this. This is damaged, unfortunately, which is kind of frustrating, but that's fine. Yeah, let's just do 0 degrees.
Hydration critical.
Wait a minute. Yep, we had another pipe break. Gosh dang it. That's fine. I knew I heard a pipe break. Yeah, so having CO2 at negative 50 degrees is probably not a good thing, just because if I was holding it at a certain pressure the entire time, that would be one thing, but I'm not. I need to figure out exactly where that broke. Let me see. Well, I guess I could do it. Yeah, so this pipe broke somewhere. Oh, it's right there. Never mind. I see where it broke.
Power low.
There we go. All right. I suppose it is starting to cool down outside, so let's get some CO2 in here. All right, this should start to cool down. Yeah, doing a 633 degree CO2 was probably a bad idea. That's okay though. It'll start to cool itself down. Yeah, so we're going to cool the CO2 down to 0, and I'm going to use that to flood our hydroponics room. The pollutant, I can have like negative 90. Oh, Jesus. Oops. I meant to do this. Let's see. Pollutant can get as low as like 97. Yeah, that can be as low as 90. I'll probably just do like negative 90 or something, because as long as I keep it under 1928 kPa, we should be fine. So yeah, that's what I'll probably do. I'll use this as CO2. This will be pollutant. This will be what I'll use to cool down, not just that room, but my base as well. And then this is what I'll use to flood my hydroponics bay with CO2. So, all right, I do have a little bit of an idea here. I do need to make sure you're cooling. Oh, probably help if I would actually like turn you on, huh? Wow. Yeah, I'd say that helped quite a bit. Mainly because these are so
Hunger
low.
caution.
All right, well, let's throw you in there. Let's see, then what are you at? You're at 28. All right, you're slowly dropping. We're just going to let you do your thing. You'll eventually even out. The reason that's going so sporadic is because these pipes here are a lot colder than they probably should be with how hot this pipe is. But it is cooling down outside, so it should level itself out here pretty soon, I'm hoping. Either way, I needed to cool down this room in here, so I'm fine with that. And that'll keep it from our pipes breaking. Okay, I have the 2 stacks of cable, so this is fantastic. So let's hook this up. I need to hook you up. So yeah, we're gonna do this. And we're just gonna make kind of a loopity-loop here. There we are. Ooh, I need walls. Okay, I also need to make the ore detector. Gold, copper, and solder. Alright, we're gonna make that. Gold, copper, solder. I want to see how this thing actually works. Ooh. This thing's cool. I guess I could just put a small battery in it for right now. Here, let's charge this battery up for a sec. Let's do that. Oh. Apparently we're really close to iron. Or not iron, but lead. And we're on top of iron. That's hilarious. Okay, that's actually really cool. That's going to be very useful when we need to go find a specific ore very quickly. So that is actually awesome. That actually makes me very happy. All right, so you're still struggling and knowing what temperature you're supposed to be at. Let's get some more CO2 in our system here. Yeah, let's just bump this to 500 kPa.
Health low.
Health is fine. Speaking of, I do need to get probably some more water at some point, don't I? Yeah, so let's turn you on. Let's get some more hydrogen in here. Yeah, this is working a little too good, actually. All right. Ooh, I can close you. You're at 17.4 degrees Celsius, so you're actually cold enough in there. And yeah, we're just going to let you do your thing. Perfect. I'm just probably going to keep this on for right now. So, okay, this is what we're going to do. We are going to grab some steel, which all of our steel's right here. And I need 5, 10, 13 walls. Yeah, so with the 13 walls, I can wall this room off. I can get all of the atmosphere out of here, and then I can start moving our printers from here into there. That'll be very, very, very useful. All right, we only need 4 more. Two more, one more, and then I do need some more plastic sheets. So I'll probably just make a bunch of plastic sheets here because I need about 13. No, I need 26. So I have 2 plastic sheets on me. All right, so you're gonna go in there. And actually, I probably didn't even need to make this an actual airlock. At least not right now. I guess I can make it an actual airlock whenever. Hunger critical. Hunger spine. 15, 16. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna do... Yeah, we'll just do this. Close you. Open you. Light on. Alright, perfect. So now what we're going to do is I need a way to get all of the atmosphere out of here. So I think the easiest way to do that is to probably use, obviously, one of these vents here. Which realistically, I think I know how to do that. Oh, Jesus. Well, made a bunch of plastic sheets. I'm not surprised I did that. Okay, I have heavy cable. Alright, I have everything I need on me to actually do this, so we should be fine. Okay, so we are going to grab you, and I'm just going to place you
Jetpack low.
right like that. Yeah, we're just going to dismantle this for a minute here. I need an angle grinder. And I need a wrench. And then I need a hand drill. Alright, so this we're going to do just like that. Oops. Really? I don't have enough charge. Oh, crap. Well, uh-oh. Ooh. How about instead I do this? Because this is an automatic airlock over here. The black hole's over there. And open. And we're going to swap this battery out. Just like that, and we're going to come back out here. Alright, we're at 36% for health, so we have to be careful here. And the black hole's already back. Jesus. Alright. Sweet. Now, let's do... Alright. Perfect. So now what I can do is all I need to do is hook up the powered vent to power, and we can get this done, which technically I can just do this. Alright, and we are perfect. Look at that. Alright, I'm going to keep this on just for a little bit, but I feel completely okay opening this door right here. Alright, so we have our manufacturing room there, hydroponics room over there. Alright, so our base is coming together quite nicely. Alright, let's take off our suit. And let's make another big potato. We're going to plant another wheat seed here. We don't have the correct atmosphere. Gosh dang it.
Hunger caution.
Yeah, I'll be able to automate this, no issue. Once I kind of get everything where it needs to go here. Alrighty. And we have about 8 liters of water left. So yeah, I'm going to have to... Oh, speaking of water, I just realized I'm in the process of getting a bunch of hydrogen.
Power low.
Uh-oh.
Waste tank caution. Jetpack critical. Health low.
Okay, actually, we have a lot of water in there right now, so that's beautiful. Alright, so... Yeah, you're slowly filling up. Okay. So now that this is good, I want to get lights in here now. So let's extend this cable. So yeah, we're going to do this. And then I'm going to have to make another five lights. Let's see. So for lights, I need iron and copper, which... Copper, iron, put all of you in there. And I need 5 lights. So I guess I could have used the stacker, but that's fine. It's fine. Right, you're at 26 degrees. So let's open you up. We'll start to cool you down. Beautiful. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yep, in our manufacturing room. So we have a manufacturing room there. Hydroponics is going to be over there. I'm going to have to extend this airlock out a little bit more. Then we'll keep expanding our base this direction. I haven't decided. I do kind of want to have a maintenance area. I could try to do it on the bottom, but because that's where like everything sits, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I kind of like the idea of having it up on top. I can play around with it a little bit, but yeah, now that we have this, let's turn you off. Let's see. Let's get rid of you. All right, and we're going to place this back right like that. Beautiful. All right. And I guess I could do that, but I feel like that's almost cheating, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. I would like to get... Yeah, I would like to get our machines in here. I do want to get all of these on a separate on separate networks though too. So I'm gonna have to figure out our power situation here at some point, because right now everything's running off of this guy, which is fine, but I'd like to start splitting everything up with transformers and stuff. So we'll end up doing that at some point. But for right now, let's see, this is just going like this. All right, so, okay. Oh, Jesus. So I think what we're going to do, because I would like to put the advanced furnace in here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could put 6. What printers do we have access to? Fabricators. All right, so we technically have 8. So realistically, we would have the autolathe, the electronics printer, the rocket manufacturer, the tool manufacturer, security, and the hydraulic pipe bender. These two are for our kitchen slash hydroponics room. So, okay. So I could do one printer here, printer here, printer here, printer, 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 advanced furnace. I just wouldn't have a whole lot of place for storage, but I could put storage out here as well. So, okay, let's do this then. All right, so we're going to do that. And yeah, let's slowly start bringing our printers in here. I don't think it really matters how I do this. Hand drill. Now we'll start chucking everything in there. All right, and then I need an angle grinder. Actually, yeah, we'll just do this. And then I need wire cutters. Then I need angle grip. Really? Not enough battery? You know what, that's fine. So we have this. And then a wrench. Alright, perfect. And yeah, we're gonna do this. Sweet. Actually, I kind of want you here. Let's do, because we'll have the it don't matter. We'll have the auto lathe here. Yeah, let's do that. Electronics printer we'll put right here instead. Okay, so iron sheets. Let's grab all the iron sheets and just kind of keep everything together. Iron sheets. I need just normal cable, which we have right here. Then I need you. And then I need to do that. And last but not least, that. Perfect. Okay, so there's one printer down, only like 3 more to go. You, and head back over here. You know, I need to make the printer mod for the auto lathe. So what do I actually need for that? Steel, electrum, constant, and solder. Electrum, solder. Constantin. And where? Oh, steel. Now, I think I can make multiple, so I'm going to have to switch the recipe so I only make the one. Yeah, so we'll just do that. Auto lathe printer mod, 6%. Okay, so there's that one. Now, let's make the pipe bender next. Or actually, let's do this. There we are. I'm also going to have to get a lot more chutes as well, because I'm going to have a way to load these guys up. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's go and grab our pipe bender. Well, actually, I'm just going to do both of these guys at once here. There we go. All right, so we're going to grab the pipe bender next, though. And we're slowly going to start building this guy, too. So we'll put that there. Perfect. All right, where's the printer mod for the pipe bender? All right, awesome. Now I can actually hook that up to power. All right, sweet. And then, yeah, I'll be able to put the advanced furnace right here, which will allow us to make our super alloys, and then we can place the other printers along this side. So that's actually going to work quite nicely. All right, so let's grab you and you. So, yeah, we're going to do this instead. Beautiful. Sweet. All right, and we have all the printers placed. We do have some extra iron sheets, but that's fine. So now what we're going to do is we are going to get rid of you. Going to get rid of you, and I need to make quite a bit more chutes. We're going to place this right here. There we are. All right. All right, sweet. And that's all our printers. So that actually looks pretty decent, and we freed up quite a bit more room in this area. All right, now with that being said, let's, you've just been on the entire time just wasting power. You know what? I don't even care. All right, we're going to disconnect you, throw you in there. Let's see. Let's grab all of our ingots, and we'll just place our ingots right here for right now.
Waste tank critical.
Wait, waste tank critical.
Hydration critical.
All right, we'll just do that. That'll work. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly move everything over here. I have a stupid amount of freaking cables, but that's fine. And we're going to lift the floor up so I can start kind of redoing our wiring here. Because this is awful. All right, hang on a sec. All right. Morning, glad to be watching live. Morning for you and very much nighttime for me. And I have a snoring dog in here. God, she's so loud. All right, yeah, let's just start getting rid of some of this heavy cable here. Every time I cut the cable, all this stuff, all right, hang on a sec. Alrighty, I'm back. My dog kept snoring. I was like, all right, I have to put you in the other room. And that's kind of why I want everything on separate circuits too, because right now when I cut a cable, it cuts it for the entire base, which is not good. Okay, so let's pull this flooring up right here. Oh, there are steel sheets stuck under our floor.
Hunger caution.
What a shock. Alright. Well, we got, what, 30 freaking heavy cable out of that? We have a full stack of heavy cable now. That's hilarious. Okay, so I think what I would like to do is I could use this kind of as our battery wall, but I also want to have like a main power line. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to do that. Because typically in my European base, I had the batteries up top and the main power line went along the outside of our base. Now, given the fact that we're on Vulcan, I guess what I could potentially do. Like I could have our main power line like this guy and come. So I don't know how I want to do this. I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to do our main power line and stuff, because right now everything's connected up to one power source, which is fine, but I'm not sure I like that. In the meantime, while I try to figure that out, let's place a locker. So we are doing decent off of these batteries right now. Let's see, how do I want to place these lockers? Because I could place a locker here, but that's going to make it difficult to put stuff in here and there. Or I guess I could do this. 1, 2, locker there, a locker there. That could work. All right, let's make some more lockers here so I can see how many I can actually place. All right, I can make one more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'll probably get away with 2 more lockers. So 1 here. Here, let's try this. Wow, that is perfect. So, I suppose I can make another 4 lockers and place them on this side too. Okay, I actually really like that. That's gonna look good. And then I almost need to have like an overflow locker or something, which maybe I could put out here. I think what I would like to do is have like our own dedicated battery room where our main power lines go. All right, so lockers are done. So we are going to do something like yeah, I just want it to match this side, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll have it do something like that. That'll work. Sweet. I like that a lot. That's gonna look good. Okay, well now that that's there, I suppose this is where I could split everything. Yeah, we'll just put this right here for right now. And we'll see if I'm actually going to use this. I would like to use it. I almost need to have a dedicated ingot locker as well. But I think the ingots are probably just fine how I'm doing them, at least for the time being.
Health low.
Alright, we're at 74% for health. What I would like to start doing is maybe getting atmosphere into the rest of our base here. That would actually be quite useful. Alright, now I have a stupid amount of just normal cable here. I guess what I could do is I could get a bunch of cardboard boxes as well. Because if I get a bunch of cardboard boxes, I can actually place the cardboard boxes in each of these lockers and actually have a mass amount more storage in here. That could also be an option. Alright, throw you there. Arc furnace, atmospherics is going to stay out here. Let's start organizing our base a little bit. Arc furnace. I guess technically I would have an extra storage thing over here because I would have, you know, the autolay, the electronics, the pipe bender, and we can have something else here. And then same on this side.
Hunger critical.
Yeah, I know. Hunger's fine for right now. You know, I might make a dedicated, like, wire box or something. Box just for those cables, definitely. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I do have some extra boxes right here. Granted, they are kind of full of stuff. So let's see. Technically, that can be like a miscellaneous item. This guy. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Alright, box of cables. Can I, like, rename that? Gosh dang it. Wow. Cardboard box coil. Or what if I just name it cable coil? Yeah, we'll just do that. Alright, what's in this box? We have a random iron frame. We have some liquid pipe and a battery charger. And now we have an empty box. It's amazing how much of a difference that made. Alright, what do we have in here? Ooh. Bam. Bam. I'm gonna have to have a box of paint. I already know that. The medical pill we'll put in our miscellaneous guy over here. And Now we'll just have 2 empty boxes. I see we're playing high-low again. Yes, we are. Sweet. Oh, we have so much more space now. This is fantastic. I guess what I could do... Yeah, let's place this flooring back. And then this stuff I can place in our tool locker right there, like that. I thought I had an extra piece of flooring somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, well, I think what we're going to do is I would like to make the advanced furnace. So I need gold, copper, electrum. All right, so I need electrum, copper, and gold. All right, I think I have all the iron. I do. Okay, so we're going to do this. It's going to take a minute for those chutes to get made, but that's fine. I do need to make... All right, I have silver. I don't have any gold. That's a problem. Because I need some more electrum. And I need some... All right, I just need silicon and electrum. That's not that bad. All right, let's see. Oh no, it's gonna clip, isn't it? Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out exactly how I want to do this. It's too bad that I can't get it to do. Darn.
Health critical.
I might be able to figure that out. In the meantime, let's go take care of our food. And let's see, what's the temperature outside? It is nice and cold outside. All right, so we're going to take care of our food, then we're going to come back and check our water. All right, and then we're going to open you up. All right, there's water, and
Hunger caution.
food is taken care of. Corner, flat, and then angle up. So I'm going to try that. All right, we're barely growing in here. Yeah, we do not have enough CO2 coming in, and that's the problem. So I'm going to have to automate our CO2 production.
Health low.
Which is fine. Okay, well, let's see, we have 51 kPa of pressure in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stay a lot more on top of our hydroponics. I've been kind of neglecting it, trying to focus on some other areas of our base. One thing I'm going to have to try to do is automate our CO2 collection, which shouldn't be too difficult. essentially, I think I'm probably going to keep a certain amount of pressure in here. Once it dips below that pressure, this'll always stay on. I'll have this active vent turn on, suck air in here. Once this gets back up to pressure, that active vent will turn off. And then I'm going to automate. I'm going to put a volume pump right there and automate our CO2 production. But I'm kind of wondering if I should even bother doing it over here or wait until I have our hydroponics built out in here. I suppose it doesn't really matter. I mean, I do have a volume pump already. I could theoretically... I could automate it. Yeah, let's automate it because it's going to be a minute before I actually get this up and running. So, yeah, let's grab our volume pump, which is right there. And then I'm going to keep this as a manual. I don't think I have any other volume pumps. Oh, I do have this one right here. That's a manual one that I'm controlling, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so we are going to do this. Oh, crap. Well, that makes it difficult. I suppose I do have another idea. Now, I could do this. That just looks awful, and I can't actually control it. Or I just get a turbo pump and throw a turbo pump on there. Now, that's probably more reasonable. So, what do I need for a turbo pump? Oops, wrong one. For a turbo pump, gold, copper, steel, oh, well, I have all that, so we're going to eject you. And I do have some gold, so I could easily make the electrum I need for the advanced furnace. But I want to automate our CO2 production here. So gold, copper, steel, electrum. Gold. You know what? All right, we're going to throw these right here for now. There. I mean, that'll work, I suppose. All right, I'm just going to need one turbo pump. Wheat needs 140 moles. Plants, so 10 plants need 29 moles CO2 per day, which really is not bad. I could easily do that, but I'm trying to focus on doing this other things, so I'm neglecting our plants, unfortunately. We are going to take our suit off while I'm in here. So then, oh, wait a minute. Gosh dang it. This isn't going to solve my I guess theoretically, I could get another one of these. I'm going to use the turbo pump at some point, so I don't feel bad that I made a turbo pump. Now, because of the grow light here, I could just get another one of these. Okay. I could just get another one of these, place it here. That would actually work. Now, the downside to that is if I do that, this is going to mix. And I don't really want that to be a thing either. Use the wall setup with the vents on the wall like Luna or Europa. So I plan on doing that once I actually properly set up our hydroponics bay. This is just like my temporary setup right now, but I want to automate our CO2 production. So I guess one thing, do I really need... I probably don't really need 3 radiators here. Which, again, I don't feel bad because I'll use those radiators at some point. All right, you know what? We're going to do this instead. I am going to use the volume pump. Just because I can. We'll place it right there. Oh, that was pathetic. And okay, we are going to move this right there. We're going to bump this all the way up because all it's going to need is just a little bit. I already have a gas sensor in here, so that'll work. Wait a minute, my code. I think I have define gas. I do. So it's doing not just this gas sensor, but the gas sensor in there as well. So it's reading them both. But it's going to go off of this one because this one has the atmosphere. So as long as I don't add another gas sensor with atmosphere, we should be fine. Okay, so I can define the turbo pump, so that's no big deal. Okay. So let's do define, well, let's see. CO2 pump is what we'll call it. Turbo pump gas. We'll do that. And we'll do that. And this will be CO2 ratio R6. Could you use the hash ID to define it in the code? I could. I've always just done it this way, which might be, overkill, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to keep that, obviously, but let's do CO2 pump start. And we're going to load. It's going to load the gas sensor. So it's going to go to ratio, device hash. Let's see, CO2. Oh no, this is going to be gas sensor. Ratio, carbon dioxide. We'll just do sum, and then we will do just to compare. So if the CO2 ratio is less than 0.05, which is 5%, then CO2 pump on. And if the CO2 ratio is greater than, let's do 0.1, which is 10%. CO2 pump off. And then we're going to jump to grow light start. All right, so let's do this for a minute. Actually, that works perfectly. All right, and then CO2 pump on. Let's be one. Jump to grow a light start. And then it's going to be CO2 pump off. Oh, oops, I meant SB. CO2 pump on a 0. And, oh crap, jump to grow light start. Okay. So that should be okay. Now let's put our suit back on. Not the hash string, but the from the configure cartridge. I mean, I probably could, yeah. All right, we're gonna place that there. Let's just place this extra pipe over here for right now. Not the hash string, but the from the config cartridge. I could use the hash ID. No, I'll have to mess around with it. I've kind of gotten just, I haven't really explored too much of the coding. I kind of just do what I know is going to work. All right, let's export that. Let's put you in there. Now, theoretically, that should be... Actually, what are we at here? Um... All right, I did something wrong. Oh, of course I did. So if the CO2 ratio is less than 0.05, then the CO2 pump on. I'm kind of wondering if it isn't the gas sensor. But realistically, the gas sensor in our airlock shouldn't affect it that much. Let's see. I guess what I could possibly do, let's do this. All right, that's this trader gas sensor. Oops, I accidentally turned that on. All right, we're gonna do this. Turn you off for a minute. All right, so that's just normal gas sensor. Use average versus sum. I mean, I could do that too, but this is always gonna affect it differently versus that. So I'm just gonna do it this way instead. So we're gonna do, yeah, let's do Oh, that's going to mess up a few different things, isn't it? Okay, so theoretically, if I get rid of this gas sensor here, because if I get rid of this, grow lights, daylight sensor, that should be fine there. Gas sensor, gas sensor. Okay, let's see if that actually will affect it.
Hydration critical.
All right, no errors. So that's good. The CO2 sensor D3. I'll probably rename. Oh, look at that. It worked. Except now it's too cold in there. Wait a minute. Oxygen start, temperature. Yeah, so temperature gas sensor. Wait, what is the temperature of this pipe rate? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so I'm glad I switched that over when I did because that's at 4.5 degrees Celsius. Oopsies. On the plus side, it is heating up fairly fast in there, so I'm not too worried. And now what I don't think I have enough CO2 in here. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I think I don't have enough CO2 in here. 33 MPa of CO2, Jesus. Yeah, so once it heats up enough in this room, um, this valve will turn back on and then it'll flood with CO2. So I'm not too worried about it, but yeah, I'm glad I switched that gas sensor when I did because yeah. Here, what is the temperature right now? Here, let's turn this on.
Hunger caution.
Oh, crap. Yeah, I know. It doesn't have the correct atmospherics. Oh, boy. I guess what I could do... Let's do that. That bumped it up a couple of degrees. Our plants are still okay for the most part. They are growing poorly, but that's just because it was a little too cold in here. Also, I don't have enough CO2 in here, so... But I would rather have it too cold versus too hot because it's kind of a pain in the ass to cool down. I'm trying to think of a good way I could heat it up, but it is heating up quite fast, so I really shouldn't be too worried about it. Actually, let me see something. No, that's even worse. Okay. We're just going to do that. It'll slowly heat up. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I just have a random extra battery right here. That's going to annoy me. We're going to put that back. Alright, so we're at about 9 degrees Celsius. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I forgot about my jetpack actually. While clean with the residual heat from electricity should be fine. Yeah. Actually, that's heating up rather fast, so I'm not going to worry about it. I could do a wall heater and use and automate that as well, but this is heating up fairly quick, so I'm just going to let that do its thing. Let's see. I do need... Here, let's get everything I need for this, because I would like to make the advanced furnace. I'm going to need some more steel, aren't I? I'm going to need steel, electrum, and silicon. The silicon I can find outside. I can make a little bit of electrum right now, so that's no big deal. What is... Oops, ingots. 2.4. I need to be careful, though, because the last time... Alright, it is cold outside, so I feel completely fine doing this. Last time I did this, that caught on fire, and it caused a whole issue. Ooh. We're going to open you up. And you are going to bump up in temperature, aren't you? Yes, you are. That gets cold so freaking fast. It's amazing. I'm trying to think how I could heat this up. I could use this hot water to my advantage. That is convecting heat into the atmosphere in there. Here, let's do a little bit more. All right, so we should be fine. I just have to be careful doing that because if it goes above 50 degrees Celsius, our plants get very angry. So that should be okay. It is dropping fast enough. And that's actually increasing in heat a little bit faster too. Okay, so I feel completely fine doing that. Now we're gonna place you in there. So I can do that, but I can't do this. Oh crap. Gosh dang it, I knew it. I'm gonna have to wait for this to heat up, aren't I?
Health low.
Gosh dang it. Well, thankfully it'll, warm right up during the day, so... Alright, I still need to go outside and find some silicon, so... Yeah, we'll go do that.
Air tank low.
Air tank low again. Air tank's fine. Alright, let's go find some silicon. Ooh, look what I can use. Well, I'm assuming there's some around here somewhere. Wow. That thing worked amazingly. I'm a little nervous right now with how close we are to this lava, though. Jetpack day. Yep, it's daytime. Um,
Hunger critical.
I mean, can we get some more? There we go. I don't really need a whole lot. I'd like to find at least one full stack. Alright, there we are. Good enough. Alright, let's head back inside. Alright, let's put you away, put you away. Let's cycle the airlock. I can turn our light off. Alrighty, perfect. It should be heating up outside. What do I need? 600 Kelvin. Let's do this. So 800 kPa to 2.4 MPa. Oh yeah, here we go. And we are there. So there's the Electrum. Let's turn you off. Let's turn you over there. Now I can actually do this. We're gonna let you do your thing. Yeah, I need to get the Mark II stuff. Alright, there's the Electrum. Oh, I need steel. Crap. I don't have coal on me, so that's something we're gonna have to do in the next episode. Let's see. Alright, what do I need for silicon? 900. Oh, 900. Well, midday. Okay. Let's see. How are we doing? Uh-oh. You're heating up. Oh, crap. Oh, I made a mistake. Thankfully, we are cooling down rather quickly here. Let's turn you off. That'll cool down even further. Oh, that's not good. I swear, right towards the end of every episode, I always just do something to jeopardize my base and make it harder for me in the next episode. It's ridiculous. Well, that's definitely on now. So what if I do this for a minute? Unfortunately, that's rather hot outside. I kind of want to make sure our plants and everything are going to be fine before I call the episode here, because this is making me a little bit nervous. Like I'd like to get this down to 0 degrees and then open this valve up. It is slowly dropping though. You know what? Let's open this valve up right now. All right, it is dropping. All right, yeah. Crap. And it's not even close to being nighttime yet, so I made a mistake. That's not good. It is rather hot. Thankfully, nothing has started to degrade yet, so I think we're still going to be fine. I just have to be very careful here. We are below 50 degrees Celsius in this pipe here. So if this keeps going down, this should cool enough. So let's turn this back on again. 3, 2, 1.
Health critical.
Well, okay.
Temperature high.
Yes, I know. It's a little too hot in here. Oh, no. Well, we lost one plant. Gosh dang it. Well, I wonder how you died, because it wasn't due to... I wonder if it was due to something else. That's fine. Alright, so we're at 63 degrees. Let's turn you off. Alright, that's at 55.7. This is definitely not good. I need it to drop another 13 degrees, otherwise my plants are gonna... Uh-oh. Our plants are starting to... So once nighttime hits, we'll be fine. I just need our plants to last till then. Alright, this is dropping fairly fast. I think we'll be okay. Add the third radiator. I have nowhere to add it. Unless I can add it right there. I don't think it'll let me put it right there, though. Here, let me try it with one of these guys. If it does, then I'll do that. Wow. Well, alright. Let's go grab the third radiator. I didn't realize you could put it with a wire going through it. It's kind of interesting. Here, let me see something. Alright, it is dropping outside, so this should cool down fairly quickly. We're going to do that. Our plants, they're still okay for the moment. I got to be careful with that. Alright, let's turn you on. Oh, this is still dropping. Actually, we can turn you off. Let's see, steel frame with plastic fixes that issue, so does the wall kit. Pop the spare Ooh, that's a fantastic idea. I have this guy full of... Oh, yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're gonna do. Um, Good God, how much oxygen is in here? Okay, well, that actually worked. So this is dropping. Our plants are still okay for the most part. I need that to drop. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I need more CO2. Yeah, this is... Oh, Jesus. Well, oh well. I guess what I could do... Well, actually, you're going to be... Let me see. What? Oh, you're at 23 degrees. You know what? Well, that doesn't really matter, I suppose. 42.9, 55. Let's close this. All right, that's actually dropping really freaking fast. That is beautiful. Let's turn you off. Yeah. So these coolers actually work very, very, very effectively. See, now what I'm worried about is the water. All right. That's still turned on in there. All right, so let's open that up. Close that. Let's get some more CO2 in here. And we'll close that now. We'll let that cool off. Yeah, so this is actually working quite well. So the temperature in there's cold enough for the most part. It's just the water I'm worried about now. Oh crap, our plants are dying. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, our plants are having some issues, unfortunately. And this is a good way to actually do this. Yeah, I just got to pay more attention when I'm like messing with this kind of stuff. As long as I only lose a couple plants, I'm fine. 51.8. We're almost there. I want to get the water down below 50 degrees before I end the episode here, but this is very more liquid radiators. I could do that, but I'd have to kind of leave what I'm doing here now, which is going to be a bit of an issue. Large tank filled with... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to fill up a large tank to cool down my base in the event this happens again. All right, it's still cold outside, so that's good. All right, we're still okay. I actually kind of have an idea on how I can actually solve this issue. I don't have enough time to do it right now. All right, let's do that again. It actually is getting fairly cold in there. $51.1, we're almost there. Our plants are still doing okay from what I can tell. I think one or more times doing this will be fine. Let's see. I guess what I could do is I could get some of the oxygen out of here. That'll help a little bit as well. Because I have a crap ton of oxygen in there right now. I have 132 kPa. All right, that's probably good enough for right now. We have a stupid amount of oxygen in there. Okay. 50.6. We're still fine. All right, let's do this. That'll drop the temperature even further. Come on. Why is that not moving? How much CO2 do we have in here? Oh, we have almost 8% CO2. We're actually doing... All right, our plants are doing okay, I think. We're at 50.4 degrees Celsius. Large heat exchange. Yeah, once I'm able to actually get a little bit more room going, because I can expand our hydroponics room as much as I need, so I can like put all that in there. But this is just more of a temporary thing, but it's still like my primary source of oxygen and food, so I kind of need it. All right, we're at 50.3. We're so close. I think one more will be fine. But yeah, no, you're right. I need to get this to almost 0 degrees Celsius and have a bunch of it and just pump it into that room in there. Now this keeps heating up though. That's another issue I'm having. Yeah, because once it gets too hot in that room, that's going to be another problem. Uh-oh. Um, that's not good. We should have some power here pretty quick because our solar panels are right where they need to be. I just need the light to hit them. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to work on in the next episode is power. I have quite a few solar panels. The downside is I need more. Come on. Where's the light? Where's the light? There's the light. Okay. And power. I can't see in there. I guess I could do this. The plants are still alive, so that's good. Okay. We're good. Oh, we got a little...
Hydration
Gosh
critical.
dang it. We should be fine. Come on. All right, we're going to get some more oxygen out of here. Because that's also not helping our issue. Yeah, we have so much oxygen in here right now. This is wild. Now the downside is this is getting really hot really fast. I'm kind of at a little bit of an issue here. So, okay, we're going to do this. All right. Well, I guess one thing I can do is I can start harvesting all my stuff. Now, I lost my wheat. That actually irritates the crap out of me. But I can always get more wheat, so it's not the worst thing. I mean, it's not great, but... Yeah, so we're going to harvest as many of these as I can right now. Just because I have a feeling that we're going to... I guess I could harvest potatoes too. Now, the downside is I don't have a fridge. let's do that. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that we lost our wheat, but I mean... On the plus side, if I can get all this planted before it expires, we should be fine. I should be able to replant all this, no issue, actually. So yeah, we're going to do this to save our plants for a minute. Yeah, I just got to pay more attention when it comes to my plants. We still got quite a few seeds and potatoes off of these trays here. Now the downside is I'm not going to have any oxygen being produced for a minute. But this does give me a chance to get my temperature down, which now we're below 50 degrees. So theoretically, I could replant all this and we'd be fine because... And then I can turn you on and it'll drop the temperature even further now. So what I'll probably end up doing, because there's 9 hours before these actually decay, I'm going to get the temperature under control. And then I'm going to replant everything and actually start storing a bunch of really cold CO2 just in the event this happens again. But once I get our other hydroponics room up and running, I'm going to use cooled CO2 to fill up the base, and then we're going to use pollutant as an actual coolant to cool it down, which is going to work a lot more effectively. This is just more of a temporary solution until I get that built, but it is a good source of oxygen and obviously food. But we do have the temperature dropping at least a little bit in here, so that's good. And this is... What if I do that? Nope, and that's still dropping now. Let's see, and our water's at 49.7 degrees. So, yeah, this is actually working decently. I think what I probably can actually do at this point, let's do this for a minute. We're going to do this. I'm just going to keep this turned on because it is dropping outside. So once this hits like 30 degrees, well, maybe 20 degrees Celsius, I'll open this vent back up. Oh, I'm glad I didn't actually do that. That would have been bad. I have so many seeds and stuff right here. All right, it is slowly dropping. And I do have another idea on how I can even get more CO2 cooled too. So there's a couple of different things I want to do with our ACs right here, which I think will work really nicely. All right, it is starting to heat up in here. So let's see. Yeah, I'm waiting for this just to get to the perfect temperature. Because once this gets to about 50, well, we'll say 45 degrees, I can turn this on and it'll slowly start to cool this room then. And then our water will get taken care of and our air or our atmosphere will get taken care of. All right, so we're at 60 degrees Celsius. 58, 57. It is actually dropping fairly quick, so this is good. This is making me nervous, though. Health low. Well, my health is fine for right now. I'm not too worried about it. All right, we're at 50 degrees. Now, I could even let this go further. Like I said, that is dropping fairly quick. All right, so now I could open this up, and it would start to cool. All right, let's see. What's the water at? 49.6. Let's open this up. $48.9. All right, now on the plus side, this is still cooling. So this should start cooling here pretty quick now. All right, the water has cooled a little bit. The atmosphere... Wait a minute. I could move this right here. Yeah, I'm going to worry about that at some other point. All right, we are starting to cool. All right, let's close that. And that'll cool it even further because it is nighttime. What's our batteries at? Our batteries are in a really bad spot right now. The downside is our ACs are working overtime, which is a problem. So we're actually going to lose power. So I'm glad I kind of got rid of all the plants temporarily. Okay, and let's open this up. There we go. That temperature's starting to drop. And that's actually dropping fast. Sweet. The third grader isn't doing... Yeah, nope, I realize that. I'm going to have to swap these out, but I'm going to have to... Once I disconnect this... Wait, did I hit define? I did do define, didn't I? Okay, so I should actually be able to do this then. Because I saw that as well. Let's do this. We're going to put that right like that. This is going to go like that. Yeah, now unfortunately I'm going to have to reprogram this, but that's fine.
Hunger critical.
Hunger's fine. I can turn you off for a moment. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-automate that, which is no big deal. But on the plus side, the temperature is dropping, which is good. Now on the downside, my batteries are gonna not last the entire time. Granted, this is holding. All right, that's dropping. This is dropping in here. Okay, so I think we're actually in a decent spot. So yeah, I'm gonna call the episode here. Thankfully, I did save pretty much all of my plants. I'll be able to plant all of these back, and we'll be right back where we were. I just got to be really careful about watching my temperature in my hydroponics room. Once I get my other hydroponics room up and running, I can automate it a little bit more, and I'll have a dedicated cooling line, which will like solve this particular problem that I'm facing. Actually, I'm kind of doing it to myself, but that's besides the point. In the next episode, I need to increase our solar panels. I would like to get the advanced furnace, start getting some super alloys, because if I could get like heavy solar panels, that would be even better. Just because then I don't have to worry about storms. But realistically, solar panels are easy enough to fix. I mean, you just deconstruct them and then reconstruct them, and they're magically fixed. So that's easy enough to remedy. But running out of power the way I did was not good. Also, I do want to get some large batteries, or either more stationary batteries or get some large batteries and actually collect a little bit more power so I have some more power throughout the night. We are at 38 degrees Celsius, so we are dropping quite nicely. So this is fantastic. I use glass sheets to repair them. Yeah, I could do that. I could also use duct tape, but I find that deconstructing and reconstructing them works just as good. Plus, it doesn't really take any resources either, which is kind of why I like it. All right, so we're at 37 degrees. Now the water is still hot, but I'm not too worried about that anymore just because we are under 50 degrees Celsius. And as long as I keep the temperature in here at bay, we should be fine. Now, we're almost out of power though too. And it's nighttime. The black hole's not rising anytime soon as far as I can tell. I kind of want to like replant everything, but I might wait a little bit to give our room a chance to kind of fix itself. So, yeah, we are slowly cooling, so I do feel better about our chances now. I need to reprogram this, but yeah, that's my plan for the next episode is mainly get power, obviously make more solar panels, and then I want to start working more on our new hydroponics area and start getting everything moved out of here and into that room over there. But I'm not going to do that until I know we're going to have better cooling options. So, but I guess in the meantime, I can eat really quick because I have a stupid amount of food everywhere. But yeah, I'm going to call the episode here once I finish eating. And it was a little bit longer. I actually planned on having it only be 2 hours, but I kind of panicked a little bit, so it went on an extra 35 minutes. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching, and I will see you all later.